Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast with me, Alex Whiteley, and today we're coming to you from Swan Hill Studios, where I speak to the amazing, the wonderful, the very talented Mr. Mike Perkins. Mike has been a regular guest on the podcast because he's a very talented cookie. He is an amazing artist who has worked for the likes of Marvel, DC, and over comic book creators too. He is amazing. He really is talented, and he's a nice guy too. And if you didn't know, he did a run of Batman called the Batman the First Night, and it was a 1930s noir version of Batman, and he included parts of Shrewsbury's architecture in with the run, and so he has put together with Sam Stride from Swan Hill an exhibition called Dana Batman. Dana Batman, because the Dana from in Shrewsbury is featured in the comic books. This is a very short one. It's just over 20 minutes long. This is my gift to you. It's, do you know what? This has been sat about a month. I've had this. No, it's not a month. It's about 20 days. I've had this episode. The weather has been very hard on trying to sort of keep going with work. I've been recording lots of content, but not really releasing a lot. So I'm sitting on about 4 podcasts to release in the next 2 weeks. So you're going to get this and Shrewsbury Food Festival on the same day. Apologies to Mike for not releasing this any sooner. Prioritizing my actual job and family has been really important recently, but doesn't mean the biscuit's going anywhere. We're still continuing to do stuff. In fact, we've got loads of really cool stuff planned. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Mike Perkins. Catch you at the end, guys. Enjoy.
Said I took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrongs of the baby, you are the change now. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches.
All right, so I am coming to you from Swan Hill Studios today, and this is something I should have done a couple of days ago, but as you can hear from my voice, I'm not been very well lately, but Mike's backing off now. I'm fine now. But today we're at Swan Hill Studios for Dana Batman, and that's because obviously Mike is the genius behind Batman First Night. How are you, Mike?
I'm good. I'm not the genius behind the title, though.
No.
That was James Fletcher who came up with it, one of my mates. And he saw the page, and there were four panels of the Dana and Batman in the bottom corner. So he was the one who pointed out that the page went Dana.
Was that like an organic thing you went Dana?
Yeah.
Dana?
Yeah. He was like, did you do that on purpose? I'm like, oh yeah, totally.
Genius. I'm going to turn my mic up a little bit because it's very quiet. But so this exhibition, amazingly put on by Sam Stride. Amazing.
Yeah. Excellent.
How did it go the other night, the opening night of the...
It was great. It was packed. People were buying the books, people were buying prints. It was busy. It's a good job you weren't here.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't have had the chance to chat.
No, exactly, and this is the way things work sometimes.
And you would have infected everyone in there.
I think it's more fatigue than anything, because like I've just recently started this new job, and there's like a creative influence of them. I want to make stuff. I've got this energy,
yeah.
I get it. So I'm doing stuff at the moment. So then my body's going, no, Alex, calm down.
Yeah, I get
I mean,
it.
that's what I'm listening to anyway. So we've done this interview with the Batman thing. We've already done this. Listeners, there was an amazing interview with Mike where he brought around his original art to show me. Remember that day?
Yeah.
That seems like just 5 minutes ago, but it wasn't, was it?
It was a couple of years back now, right?
Yeah,
probably.
To be able to get hold of an IP like this, though, just as a refresher, to have the privilege to be able to do Batman, and do what you like, because you've pretty much done what you like with it. I mean, how does that feel as a concept?
Well, I mean, we pitched it as the series. I mean, there wasn't. Usually, DC will come up to you and go, "Hey, do you want to do this book? Do you want to do this character?" So we pitched it as a 1939 Batman piece, and they ran with it and said, "Okay, you and Dan Jurgens, you know what you're doing. Yeah. So go ahead and figure it out." And
it's nice that a studio has that faith in you to be able to just do that.
Yeah, totally. And then the first night did really, really well, and they approved the second night straight away. And we already put the pitch in for the third night as well. So we'll see what happens with that.
Now we've got distance away from the first night. How did it do around the world?
Great. I mean, it's been published in loads of languages, and the German, the Italian editions are just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I love what Mike Spicer did with the colours, and they've released the colour versions, but they've also released the black and white versions as well. So it's nice to see that collection in black and white.
Yeah.
Because that's how I draw it. That's how I see it.
Don't you think it's interesting as well, though, that we're kind of leaning back into the noir thing? We've just seen now Nicolas Cage with Spider-Man noir.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a thirst for that at the moment. I wonder why that might be.
It's not my fault.
But there's that running parallels with, like, I'm trying not to get political, a political show, but the anti-fascism thing, which is what I love about the first night, is the fact that with bare bones and no gadgets and stuff, he's got to fight this absolute chaos.
Well, that was the whole thing. I mean, we really wanted to go back to the first Batman, where he's just living by his wits and he gets beaten up and he's just exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, because he doesn't have the bat plane, he doesn't have, back shark repellent or anything like that.
That's why I love Bryan Cranston's Batman Year One, the animated movie. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm going to swear, but I'll beep it out. But he's climbing, he's chasing after someone. No, was that Return of the Dark Knight? I think it might be Return of the Dark Knight where he falls and he goes stupid videos of it. Like, he's human.
Yeah.
And that's really important to people, I think, isn't it?
Totally. It's he really does get beaten up in our book. It's quite intriguing because in the second night, Superman comes in, and even Superman at that time is more vulnerable. Like he can't fly, he just leaps.
Yeah.
Things like that, and he gets hurt when bullets are coming at him and all. I think those heroes are more intriguing because of their vulnerability.
Yeah.
It makes them more relatable in a way.
Because I think Superman's always considered as a god. Like the Henry Cavill Superman was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I quite like the new Superman because there is that vulnerability.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm like, read a book. Like that's normal. Like he has to grow as a hero, same as Batman does.
Yeah, totally. I did enjoy the new Superman film. The other films, Cavill was great as Superman. I just don't think it was Superman. Because Superman should be about hope. It should be about, and there was no hope.
His own battles as well, of his own humanity, or what he considers humanity to be. There was one scene, I think it was in the New 52, where he's not arguing with himself. It's kind of like the humanity is rejecting him almost. He's so depressed.
Right.
And that's when he finds the nano suit. He's kind of like, I remember that, where he's kind of like he's losing hope, and then he finds the nano suit. And he's like, it's restored. I love that. Yeah. What kind of inspiration do you find? Because we've got to look at our own work sometimes and find inspiration to give ourselves a bit of momentum. Right. What pieces around this place do you look at and think, I was in the zone there, I can do this?
Well, this one here, I love that one. That's the one where Gordon is going into the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And I think I really got the feel of the 1930s in that one. With all the reporters around.
Like press mania.
Yeah. And the kind of grotty New York buildings in the background and everything.
I love the smoke you have and the smog in the air. Right. Like I love that feel, that vibe you have.
Yeah. And I think, just the atmosphere of it works, I think. There's other ones as well. The Dana Batman one really works. And then you've got the Shrewsbury prison there, which is gothic itself.
How long did it take to get that right, the Dana drawing?
I took a lot of photos.
Yeah.
I went up there. When I read the script, I knew there were a lot of prison scenes in it. So I took a lot of photos. And then usually I'll use a light box. So, I can get the photo and light box it. And it makes it a lot quicker than trying to figure it out,
Yeah, sure. That's cool.
But so that works really well. But even that, you're still going in with your brush and your ink, and you're doing it by eye, trying to figure it out. Sure. And once you do that, you can then add the atmosphere. You look at that one, which isn't great for radio.
No.
So you look at
I've got pictures.
And, there's no Gotham skyline in the background of the Dana, so you can
But
transpose it to a different.
It's weird that I look at the diner, and even though I've been there many times and I walked past it many times, but it doesn't look like a prison up front there. I don't know what it is about it, but you've made it look menacing. You've given it its own identity, if you like.
Yeah, you've got to add the shadow. You've got to add the atmosphere to it.
Let's talk about your sidekick here. James Millichamp. Is he famous now? Are people stopping him in the street?
Yes, people were taking photos of him the other day. And,
It's Jim Gordon
next to it. No, he's a rabbi in this. Rabbi Cohen.
Oh, okay.
He's a guy who helps Batman. He's a nice guy in it. Had to be a nice guy because I didn't want the kids going to school going, you kicked Batman in the ball. So he's a nice guy in this, and he loves it. He's a nice guy. I haven't spoken to James. And then James Fletcher, who came up with the Dana Batman thing. He's another of my friends in the book, but he's a pimp. So, I couldn't do that to Millichamp.
I'd love to have that power to take someone I know and just turn them into whatever I feel Into a pimp. Especially if it's the most stereotypical loudmouth kind of thing. Let's talk about the second night then. So, obviously, the second night.
Yep.
What influences did you have for that one? Was there more Shrewsbury influence? Was there
because there was so much Shrewsbury which fit into the book. You have to see something and fit it in. You can't necessarily go, that's a nice Tudor building, and put it in Gotham because it doesn't work.
Yeah, sure.
So Dan Jurgens, who was the writer, he got in touch with me and said, "Are there any more buildings we can use?" And straight away I was like, "Well, there's the Kingsland Mansions over here, ear, nose, and throat. They've got gargoyles on that building already, so it's just like it's perfect." And then I put the train station in there, and
that's very Gothic.
It is. So there's certain aspects around. There's a bit of the Flaxmill in there as well,
which again is industry. Because I remember
a skyscraper.
I remember having that conversation with you actually in the dye house. It was at Drawn. And you were looking up at the rafters, and you're going, "That's very Batman-esque, isn't it?" And you're like, "I'm working on something." Wink, wink.
My brain's working.
And what I was going to say, I've just did an interview with Luke Allen. I don't know if you heard about it. Young director who's doing a feature film here in Shrewsbury called First Christmas. And he brought Alyssa over, who's his exec producer from America. We just did an interview the other day. She's come in and she's gone, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful."
It is.
Do you feel like there's the scope for something like a movie or something like what you've done to create tourist tours? Maybe go and see. Oh my God, this was in a Batman.
I mean, you could do it because they have the Christmas Carol tours.
Sure.
And then I've used have of Shrewsbury in this. You could do a tour.
Get away with it. The Mike Perkins tour.
Dressed up in a Batman costume.
We'll have to get you dressed up as the Riddler, follow me, guys! It's the tour!
It'd be so annoying, wouldn't it? Guess where I'm taking you next?
So this is a live exhibition, so people will be ringing the doorbell from time to time, but that was quite a touching moment.
Including my art teacher from school, Mr. Parker.
How does that feel to see a teacher that inspired you to become what you are?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. We haven't seen each other for how long? 40 years, maybe?
At least.
Yeah. So, no, it's not.
It's quite an emotional thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
totally.
If it wasn't for inspirations like an art teacher.
I remember sitting in class and giving out the homework, and I drew a little comic figure, and I wrote a note on it, asking, can you give me some advice about what I should do and all this kind of stuff. And Mr. Parker went around the different tables, and because he was giving the homework back, and he put the homework on the table and he said, "I'll talk to you later." And then it was great. It was great advice because I was so used to drawing comic characters. And Mr. Parker said, "Well, you have to look at life drawing as well. You have to look at how a shirt sleeve falls and all this kind of stuff." So it was brilliant advice. Work from life, do that kind of stuff. And then he showed me a bunch of artists to study.
That's where life artists and things come in. Life art is really important. In fact, we were just talking about something I'm planning potentially with Queenie, which is an amazing life model, life artist. Because I'm inspired by you, by Charlie, and people that can get faces, hands, bodies so perfectly, but it's from that perspective of how does a human form look? How do you get it right? Is there any part of the body or anything that you struggle with?
I don't think so, because you've studied so much. We did a lot of life drawing in class at school as well. So we from an early age, we were studying that kind of stuff. So it kind of gets embedded in there. Mm-hmm. It's stuff that you're asked to do, which you don't draw very often, like horses. And horses are difficult. Dogs are not that easy.
Getting the faces right.
Their hind legs and everything. It's just, which way does it bend? But I
suppose now though we've got the advantages of stuff like YouTube and
Google and whatever. You can find a reference.
Watching greyhounds running for an hour, just to get it right.
Well, actually, there's one of the pictures upstairs where he's smashing through the skylight.
I love that. Yeah,
I spent half a day researching the sole of a boot in 1939. And so there were so many different soles of boots. I spent half a day figuring out which boot Batman should have. And then I was just like, hobnails, hobnail boots. Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect for the time. Have you seen Spider-Man Noir on Amazon?
I haven't. I know I know a couple of the guys who were the creators, but I haven't seen it. Yeah.
I was wondering if you watch something like that and get inspired, because I feel like there's scope for like a movie of this caliber, or even like an Amazon show. I know there's like the problem of putting Batman on TV, isn't there? There's the licensing issue. That's always been an issue. They just find funny ways to get around with Titans, didn't they? Like but if you could get this onto the screen, would that be the dream?
It would. I mean, they'd have to be really selective in their filming, wouldn't they? Because, like, okay, you got the prison and everything, but next to it you've got some Tudor building or something. So they'd have to be really selective.
They'd have to rebuild Shrewsbury. Somewhere else.
Well, most of the Batman films are filmed in Glasgow and places like
Liverpool,
that.
isn't it?
Glasgow, Liverpool.
Yeah, and that's taken long enough, isn't it? Jeez.
Yeah.
What are you seeing around you that inspires you? Because I know you've moved on to a different project now between nights 1 and 2 and 3. When it comes to creating and making things fresh and things that people will buy, what inspires you away from the comic book drawing?
It's difficult. I mean, there's film, there's book. There's various parts which, with the thing I'm doing at the moment, the Black Tower book, I always wanted to do a supernatural spy thriller, and I mentioned it to a few other writers to do something like that, and it never went anywhere. So when I got on really well with Ram when we were working on Swamp Thing together, the writer, and I thought, I'm not going to mention anything anymore. I'm not going to do it. And we sat down for dinner, and Ram said to me, the next thing I want to do with you is a supernatural spy thriller.
No way.
I was like, what? But yeah, for me, it's, because I'm drawing superheroes all the time. I don't watch a lot of superhero stuff. I tend to watch more mystery, more crime, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's just a way of getting my brain away from that in a way.
And the inspiration of Constantine, of course, that's kind of fits in that realm of detective with mystical powers. I keep talking about. I use you a lot in stories that I tell, like about that day when you gave me that picture. You made me cry at a comic convention. How dare you? By the way, it's really cool. So, do things when it comes to like you say you don't like watch a lot of superhero movies and TVs and things like that. When it comes to writing stuff like this, do you have to re-inject yourself with a bit of, this is what I'm doing, I need to be able to focus on this thing only, and then you have to maybe dose yourself with a little bit of superhero?
No, I don't think so. I've grown up with it, so it's
I love that. It's just like just there.
It's part of my DNA in a way.
You've got this hard drive. Have you got a photographic memory?
well, kind of. There's only one. You go to conventions and people are like, oh, can you draw this for me? Can you draw that for me? And usually I can just do it. But there's one which is a pain in the backside, and that's Galactus. Like if somebody says, "Can you draw Galactus?" I say,
Get the
"I
helmet
can,
right.
but I don't think I'll get it correct." You know.
Wow, that's cool. I imagine Charlie could do like a zombie with his toes. Like he doesn't that much.
Don't ask Charlie to draw any more zombies.
Oh my god! I think he drew me one. I think when was it? 2019. I think he drew me one on a copy of My Shrewsbury magazine, which is such a shame, by the way. That's not in print anymore and only online. But I totally get it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he used to be like, I roll, hard I roll.
I draw one.
What's next for you then, locally then? Because this exhibition, is this to tie you over until the next one? Are you doing any conventions? I mean, what's going on with you?
I was in Germany last week for a convention, exhibition, all that kind of stuff. Next is Conturn, Luxembourg.
Okay.
Then I've got one in Poland.
Wow.
So I'm all over the place.
Well-travelled boy.
Yeah, all over Europe. It's nice to be back here, and I can go to the European conventions.
Yeah, sure.
Because when I was in the States, it was a bit of a journey, you know.
Absolutely.
So here it's like 2 hours, and you're somewhere else.
So we can't be here today not talk about Swan Hill Studios.
Yes.
What do you think of this place and
Oh, it's
what
great.
you're doing here?
No. I mean, I remember when we were looking around at houses, and we saw that one, which was a bit out of our price range. But this was part of it. And I remember looking through the photos and just going, oh, that would be a great studio.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So now I'm here. It's just, another dream come true.
Last year I think we did some good stuff here with Sam. Because she got the room up there. She was like on set up as like a podcast room. And I was going But life has its ways of meandering me away from my content and stuff like that. But she's doing such a great job here, and I feel like it's been such a while since I've had my finger on the art pulse in Shrewsbury that it's definitely time to jump back in. So I've got plans. You may be included in those plans, and maybe we'll see.
Excellent.
Because I've got some really fun ideas. And we'll finish this off because obviously you got your things to do today. You're going to be a very busy guy. I've got my kid at the moment. He's walking around the market hall trying to sell squares of football teams for his football team. He's trying to raise money for his away kit, so he's trying to get businesses to buy a square for 25 quid. Him and his football team, so I'm going to grab them in a minute. Are you proud of what you've done here today, the last few days?
Yeah, it's nice to show people the artwork, because they're aware of the book, and they're aware of the colours, and Mike does a great job. But it's nice for people to see the artwork and the size of the original artwork and all that kind of stuff. And there's certain aspects of it where you can look closer and see different things, and I think it's important to see the original artwork, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I love it at Comic Cons when you can have a flick through and you can see it up close and personal, because when you buy it from I got my my first nights from Infinity Beyond. They send them out to me, but it's different going to a comic shop or going to meet the it's just a nice
totally.
Well, brilliant. Thank you for chatting to me today.
Cheers.
Short one today, but I'm sorry I couldn't come the other day, but I think I made the correct choice.
Yes.
And when things start speeding up with what you're working on next, we'll maybe get you and James round.
Yeah, it comes out. Black Tower first issue comes out end of August.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
cooking on gas.
That's good.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for chatting to me today, Mike.
Cheers.
So there we have it. What a great short little episode. It was great chatting to Mike. And what I really love about that is that normally when you make a podcast, you like it to sound the best quality it can. But I love the echo in that, because it shows where we are. Do you know what I mean? It kind of makes you feel like you're in an art gallery. I could probably clear that up and it would sound really boomy and bassy like I do now. But I really want to keep that the way it sounded, because it just sounds nice. I like ambience. I feel like inviting the listeners to be there with me is really cool, and you can use sounds to do that, like sitting in a coffee shop with the coffee grinders going behind you, conversation happening, inviting people to sit at the table with me while they're listening to our conversations. Sounds creepy, but it's kind of cool too. Thank you so much to Mike for inviting me along to that. And I appreciate it. Must be very daunting hearing me sound like this with my bad throat to what I sound like now. It's really cool. This has been released today at the same time as my coverage of Shrewsbury Food Festival, which is always a great weekend. It was a very busy weekend, I gotta say. I had done the Armed Forces Day. That's all to do with my in real life job. Then I did the food festival. It was a busy time, busy time. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time listening to the Shrewsbury Biscuit, which I'm sure it isn't, but just in case it is, please give us a follow on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you want to learn more about me, go to the website, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk, and that is lovingly made for us by our sponsors, Web Orchard. If you need a website for whatever it is you do in this life, they'll make the perfect website just for you. So please give Web Orchard a visit and get the best looking website you can. Now, please, yeah, do it. And if you do, because you listen to it on the podcast, just let them know that Alex sent you, because then I'll get a hearty high five. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you at the Food Festival episode next. So yeah, peace out. See you over there.
Said I took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrong stuff, but baby, you are the change now. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Took my lumps, roll with